So today we have lesson factors and multiples in our math subject on grade 5 level, where we're going to learn introduction to HCF, which is also abbreviation for highest common factor, and it is also known as greatest common factor or greatest common divisor. And later we will also get through LCM, that is least common multiple. So let's see how these factors and multiples are useful in our real life and how it will be applicable or how it will be useful in our higher studies as well. So the purpose of learning factors and multiples is to understand the concept of HCF and LCM, where HCF helps in real life applications when you want to divide the things, when you want to split the things into smaller sections, or when you want to equally distribute two or more sets of items into their largest grouping, or when you wanted to estimate to figure out how many people we can invite according to the budget. That is also called as estimation. And when you want to optimize resources that you have to organize something into rows or columns, or when you wanted to organize your furniture in a particular area in your living room. So how much is the space required and how much space do you have? What kind of furniture you can fit? So the measurements, the dimensions makes us um, so basically, it is useful in dividing things. For example, Aradhya has two ribbons. One is red and other is green. The lengths of these ribbons are 48 centimeter and 56 centimeter respectively. These have been cut into pieces at the same length without any wastage. So find the largest possible length of each piece. So here we are going to optimize the resource that there are two ribbons which are of different measurements, and we wanted to use as much as possible without wasting much of it. So this is the thing when we use HCF when we wanted to divide things. So next is our least common multiple. When it is used, it can be used when an event or any something that we wanted to happen again and again. Some event should repeat over and over to purchase or get multiple items in order to have enough, or to figure out when something will happen again at the same time, just like a race, running race, or some kind of thing that can be repeated and it should reach at the same level. So for that we use LCM. For example, Gunjan visits park every 12 days and Meher every 8 days. They started together. When will be the next they meet at the park together? So today they have started um, coming a park, but Gunjan has decided to come every 12 days and Meher will visit 8 days. So in that case, how the cycle will be in such a way that they can meet together once again. So we can find out this thing through LCM, number of days they can, where in which on which number of day they can meet together. There were 18 blocks. There is one another example. There were 18 blocks to jump from the house to the gate. So John took 2 jumps at a time and Jane took 3 jumps at a time. If they started together, at what block would they meet? So same again, just like a running race, or you can say any kind of competitions they make. So if they have started in different time, and no, they started at the same time but in different orientation. So they at what time, at what position they can be on they can meet at the same time. So similarly, when you want to check when will all the planets moving the different orbits, different revolution will come and collide together. Or when would all the trains running at different speed come and collide together at a junction? So this could be helpful in traffic signals, decorative lights that we get to see in Diwali or Eid and or Christmas, where in those lights, all the lights which have different orientation of blinking, and then at one point they all kept on together. So how these lights, how these traffic signals um, can get to meet at one point and at the same position. So basically, when something will repeat again at the same time, is useful in LCM, that is least common multiple. So till now we get to know what is the real life applications. So now let's go through the more in actually we start the lesson where we get to know what are the factors and what are the multiples. So factors are what we multiply to get the number. That means, for example, to get the number 6, what should we multiply? So we can multiply 2 threes are 6 or 3 twos are 6. So 2 and 3 or 3 or 2 is the factor of 6. Same way, if we wanted to know what is the factor of 35. So there are factors of 35 as 5 and 7. So 5 sevens are or 7 fives are. So both of these are what factors of 35, number 35. So in as we know that in multiplication tables also we learn all this in multiplication tables, but at that time we never knew that all these are the factors and this is the product. So when we actually start multiplication and factors, at that time we get to learn all this thing. A factor of a number is a factor of a number. Okay, a factor of a number is the number that divides it completely. That means this is the sixth number. With, it can be divided by its factor. Okay, so 3 is a factor and it will divide this number, that it divides completely without leaving any remainder. So if you divide this 6 by 3, you will get the remainder 0. So it means it completely divides. So you will get quotient as 2. And if you divide 7, if you divide 35 by 7, you will get remainder 0 but quotient 5. So these, when we know these, that the how this number can be divided, and that division can be obtained by these factors. So basically, in fact, to find out the factors of any number, we use factorization. Okay, that means division. Now, what are multiples? Multiples are what we get, that means product, after multiplying the number. That means when we multiply two factors and we get the number is called as the product, and this product itself is called as multiples. So factors and multiples are two different things. Both are involved in multiplication. These are the factors and these are the multiples. So difference between factors and multiples. Factors are defined as the exact divisors of the given number. For example, 16 is the number, and if you divide by 8, the answer quotient you will get 2, and the remainder will be 0 because number 16 comes in 8 table. So it is divisible by 8. So remainder will be 0. So 8 and 2 are the factors of 16. So factors are defined as the exact divisor of the given number. whereas multiples are defined as the numbers obtained when multiplied by other numbers. For example, any number 36 is given. If you multiply 12 into 3, we'll get 36. So 36 is the multiple product of these factors 12 into 3. Same way 105 is the number that the product that we get, and it is a multiple of 15 and 7. So 15 and 7 are factors and 105 is the multiple. The number of factors is finite in up to number itself. So the factors will be up to either till your number from it can start from 1, but it can be up to its number, but not more than that. So the number of factors is finite, whereas the number of multiples is infinite, because it will be multiplied, it will be increased, it will be growing, it will be growing with the increase in quantity as and when and what we are required. The operation used to find the factors is division. If you ever wanted to find the factor of any number, you have to use division method. The operator that you use is divide. And the operation used to find the multiples is a multiplication. So if you wanted to find out the product of any number, you have to multiply. The outcome of the factors should be less than or equal to the given number. The outcome is same thing here is repeated. The outcome means the answer of the factor should be less than 16 is the number. Either the number will be less than or equals to 16. Okay. The outcome of the multiple should be always greater than or equal to the given number. If any number that is given, it will start, if you're saying we need to know the 36, the multiple of 36, so you will start from the 36 ones, 36 and 36 twos, 72, so these are the multiples. So you will get to know how you will get all the increasing variations of this number by using the multiples. So here we have properties of factors through which at least we should know these things before starting off any proper problems and sums. The number 1 is a factor of every number because every table starts with 1, right? So the 2 ones are 2, 13 ones are 13. So every number is factor, the number 1 is a factor of every number. Next is every non-zero number is a factor of itself. Make sure there is no zero, only the non-zero numbers. Okay, so other than 1, the number itself is a factor, okay, of a number. Then every non-zero number is a factor of itself, okay. The smallest factor of number is 1. The smallest factor of number is 1. Same, first point is repeated over here because every table starts with 1. The largest factor of a number is the number itself. And the factor of largest, for example, if you see the factors of 12, so it will start 1, 12, ones are 12, so it will start from 1. Then 2, 6 are 12, 3, 4s are 12, and reverse is the same. 4, 3s are 12, 6, 2s are 12, and 12 ones are 12. So this is how it comes true. The largest factor of a number is the number itself. Every factor of a non-zero number is less than or equal to the number. Same thing is repeated. Every factor of a non-zero number is less than or equal to the number. Make sure it's a non-zero number, and then it will be any number that starts with 1 will go up to number itself.